Got one more ticket and then it's yours. One more ticket and then it's yours.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to Dreamy Dreamland with your sensei, Al Mom. Here I am at.
You put on Avis tab, my mom.
Here we are at the counter speak. And waiting for my blueberry pancakes.
That sounds delicious. I'm not gonna lie, that sounds magnificent.
Anyway, the Big Splat. You know, the boys at Davos call it the reset. Ready for the reset? What is the reset? Good question. Why are people suddenly dropping dead? Good question. Here we go.
Your Royal Highnesses, Excellencies, distinguished heads of state and government, the future is built by us, by a powerful community as you here in this room.
Klaus Schwab, the founder of the WEF, is particularly upfront and even proud of its ability to shape and influence world politics. Welcome to Democracy Now!, democracynow.org, the War and Peace Report. I'm Amy Goodman. The world's average surface temperature has soared to its highest level ever recorded, surpassing record levels of heat measured just a day earlier and the day before that. This week's string of record-shattering hottest days came as climate scientists warned last month was the hottest June ever recorded, with 2023 on track to become the hottest year in human history.
Temu Her hot summer sale, up to 90% off. Come and shop on Temu now.
How is
What is that?
how?
This crazy loophole that anybody can discover.
What is that?
If you got 60 seconds, I'll share with you how this loophole works. Because this thing right here, and so many of my friends
found in the same order, with the largest and most difficult work at the bottom and oldest layers, with the much cruder, simpler stonework found on top. All three styles are attributed to the
After school. Good website. YouTube.
Hi there, and welcome to a special episode of After School. My name is Ben, and I produce the Uncharted X YouTube channel. I'm a student and fan of history, and for many years I've been dedicated to traveling and researching ancient sites and mysteries, as well as the geological evidence for cataclysm. In today's episode, we'll explore some of the anomalies that don't fit into the mainstream story of our past, and make the case for rewriting the very beginnings of our history. I hope you enjoy the video. When it comes to the realms of academia and science, battles are fought whenever new ideas or new evidence emerges to challenge the mainstream understanding of the times. Bloodless wars, but wars nonetheless, are slowly waged across many domains of knowledge, paper by paper and book by book. At stake are the prizes.
Hey, it's Brian Rose from London Real, also founder of the Crypto and DeFi Academy. I'm here at MIT, and this is one of the classrooms that I used to attend when I was a student here. It's got the chalkboards and the double action chalkboards, and I'll draw on them just in a second. And we used to come here for lectures, and I used to sit there and listen to these professors that were like gods and teach me everything from engineering to vector calculus to thermodynamics to options pricing, futures, all that stuff. And it was in a classroom like this where I first understood what a call option was. It actually clicked. And I've been trying to understand it for months and months and months.
Front and even proud of its ability to shape and influence world politics.
I created the community of global shapers as a means, as a force to shape our common future.
And of course, their Global Young Leaders program is a grooming ground so that when they ultimately infiltrate cabinets,
We penetrate the cabinets.
they will likely tend to govern a certain way.
Nobody will be safe if not everybody is vaccinated.
The names and the countries he mentioned ended up being some of the most dystopian and authoritative during this pandemic.
Names like Ms. Merkel, Vladimir Putin, and so on.
Other names? Jacinda Ardern, Sebastian Kurz, Mauricio Macri, Mark Zuckerberg, Jack Ma, Gavin Newsom, Stéphane Bancel, Chelsea Clinton, Leonardo DiCaprio, Sanjay Gupta, Dr. Leanna Wen, Alexander and Jonathan Soros, George Soros' sons, and several of the Rothschilds. And of course,
Now, who could represent such a world better than you, Prime Minister?
In 2014, Klaus Schwab called for the Great Reset,
We need a great reset.
which he positioned as the solution to the world's most urgent issues. The dark reality of Schwab's agenda is detailed in his best-selling book, COVID-19, The Great Reset. His end-game mission is to replace independent governance with a top-down controlled, one world government and a central bank-controlled digital currency.
When they say you'll be happy, what they mean is you'll be enslaved. That's why they're talking about a great reset. That's why they're talking about introducing this quasi-communist, quasi-socialist agenda. They know we've run the course where we cannot continue down the path of the ever-increasing indebtedness because we have a generation that quite literally cannot afford to buy a house.
Millions of Americans are priced out of buying a home.
And so it's easy to tell that generation, we're going to forgive your college debt,
Student debt relief.
and set your expectations lower. You're going to rent forever. We're going to celebrate the tiny house movement. We're going to do all of these things which sound cool because they're shaping our narrative so that we become capable of expecting less. What we need to do is not expect less. We need to remove inefficiencies so we can experience more. And that's the subtle distinction that the Great Reset is missing.
Like most globalists, Schwab regards communist China as a shining model of how he intends to transform the world.
We now welcome His Excellency Xi Jinping. China has made significant economic and social achievements under your leadership.
Chinese influence on global affairs is growing. The founder of the World Economic Forum, Klaus Schwab, says that this is what motivated the group this year to demonstrate.
meanwhile, a new report in the journal Nature Communications warns changing weather patterns and extreme heat due to the climate crisis will exacerbate the global food crisis, with lower crop yields anticipated in the near future. We'll have more on the climate crisis after headlines with Guardian reporter Oliver Millman and environmentalist Bill McKibben. In the United Kingdom, members of the climate action group Extinction Rebellion shut down operations at the nation's largest coal mine Wednesday in a non-violent civil disobedience action. The open pit mine in South Wales had been operating without a license. Elsewhere in the UK, climate protesters disrupted play at the Wimbledon tennis tournament twice Wednesday, throwing orange confetti on the court and displaying T-shirts reading, "Just Stop Oil." On Thursday, youth climate activists disrupted a speech by UK Labour Party leader Keir Starmer, accusing him of U-turning on his pledge to fund a transition away from fossil fuels.
Which side are the Labour Party on? We are on the side of economic growth. Will you just let me please get on with it? Thank you very much. We have already... Will you just let me finish this and I'll come and talk to you about it? Thank you very much. We are trying to talk to you about it, but you haven't replied to us, Kim. We need a Green New Deal right now.
In Sweden, Greta Thunberg and other youth climate activists have been charged with disobeying the police for peacefully blocking oil tankers at a port in Malmo last month. If convicted, the protesters face fines and up to 6 months in prison. The Biden administration is announcing it will ship cluster munitions to Ukraine as part of a Pentagon military aid package. The weapons are banned under the Convention on Cluster Munitions, an international treaty signed by more than 120 countries, though not by Russia, Ukraine.
Oh, yeah. So what do you think? Oh, nobody's there. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to Dreamy Dreamland with your Sensei Al Bob, here to tell you a story
You still need your spin?
Huh?
You still need that.
Anyway, what are you doing? What are you doing this Sunday? I just came from church. I go for the fellowship, right? And so we were talking about Paul and his way to Damascus. He met Jesus, and his life was changed. And so that's the thing. What's going to wake you up? You're going to meet Jesus on the road to Damascus, you know. And so I was a little woken up this morning. As I left, there's usually a couple of good old boys waiting in the parking lot to protect everyone in the church. And I met this one guy a couple of days ago, and we were talking, and we were talking about contracting, blah, blah, blah. And I made an off-the-cuff, inappropriate statement about roofers being meth heads. Right? And that was my experience. And he didn't say it, but he did in the parking lot today, that he was a meth head. Well, in actuality, he owns the company, right? No, excuse me. He was not a meth head. He was a roofer, right? And he would never hire a meth head. And I then proceeded to tell the story about me being a contractor, and I only hired people who had issues because it was 1986 when the savings and loan happened, and 30,000 savings and loans collapsed, and basically people had no anything, and they did inappropriate things, end up in jail and on alcohol, drugs. They came out, and they had real good skill sets. Right? So I hired all those people because they had real good skill sets, and they had no place to go. So I had them camp out.
Yeah, I'm about it. So this time I actually went. Well, one more morning for me, and that's it for a while. I'll be gone the rest of the week. They put me in the hospital? No, I'm going down to Atlanta. Father, one more. I don't know. That's really bad in my body. Hasn't been fucked. Pretty open for it. Well, have a good friend. Be okay.
So, and that's basically our, we live a style, a life of overindulgence and excess. Right? That's what I did, for 15 years. I would say I worked for desperate corporate lawyers. I was their negotiator.
I'm all good.
All good. So I'll take some over here.
You could also give me a styrofoam cup with some coffee in it.
Yeah.
That way I don't have to bother you girls. Boop, boop, boop. Anyway. How much do your stuffed potato skins cost?
I'm sorry?
Your stuffed potato skins, how much do they cost? Are they here on this menu? Huh?
They're on the appetizer things right there.
On the appetizers.
Here's the appetizer. Dinner, salads, lunch sides.
My third day. I think it might be
Potato skins?
but you want a loaded potato.
Yeah, loaded potatoes.
How much are you loaded potatoes?
Loaded potatoes are right here.
Oh, they're
Oh. Appetizers, okay. See, it was a whole different menu. That's why we couldn't find them.
Right.
So you said today's your third day? You're a newbie.
Yes.
Could you do me a favor and get me a styrofoam cup, a large one with coffee in it, and a lid?
Yeah. I'm at the first one waiting for my leave. Amy's at work, so I
Can you also put in an order for your loaded potato skins in the appetizer?
Yeah, you want it as appetizer?
Well, you can bring it whenever. I'm sure my pancakes are coming up sooner rather than later, right?
There you go.
Thank you, dear. Can you see where my blueberry pancakes are on the list? Yep. See, everyone should never come to this place hungry. You should have already had breakfast before you have breakfast here. But this is only really on Sundays, is it like this? Rest of the week, not so much. Anyway, so what'd you think? Nobody's there. Remember, PayPal, come on. Daddy needs a new pair of shoes, literally, and a new pair of tires, and a new strut, and a new. I mean, it's hard to. I mean, I do live like a millionaire on $400 a month, but when you have to start replacing things, it gets expensive. Anyway, let's see. How much? Do. Anyway. Oh. It's hard to do this without someone making comments over here in the comments thing, but how about some thumbs up when you watch this later on? And what else can I say? That's about it.
Let me call you when I get back home.
Anyway, yeah, nobody's there. I'm gonna go. I only have a few minutes left. Yeah. So, catch you later.
Oh yeah. Everybody's happy.